15th of December 1959. The facility at Anaheim reported an unauthorized person attempting to enter the facility. The report suggests the individual in question was similar to someone the media has begun to call Stormblade. Pale skin, dark clothing, sunglasses, but not the long hair. They reported it was short, almost shaved, and he was also wearing a cowboy hat. If it is my old plaything, he must be going through some kind of phase. Regardless, he had claimed he had an appointment with an employee named Michael Roch, and used the name Biggest Dickus. Unfortunate that his sense of humor has remained intact after all these years. You'd think that knowing he caused the death of his friends and family would dampen such a thing, but that's not how his deranged mind works. He was turned away in the end, and I have ordered double patrols. If he truly has visited, he must have his eyes on this facility, and it is certainly a tempting target. It is one of the largest manufacturing plants of strain 13 Delta in the world, and the largest in the North American Democratic Union. I'd be disappointed if he never attacked it. In other news, my biggest supplier of test subjects is now a senator. I wish Samuel well, but I believe this sort of power may be his undoing. I'm going to adjust in case of a failure on his part, but with him being so closely tied to me and so closely monitored, moving too quickly would be noticeable. I estimate it will be years before I am fully inoculated. Until then, I must keep my eye on him to ensure he doesn't do anything reckless. Finally, I had a meeting with Despoina. She was encouraging as usual. She noted that I've been rather distant and I should try to connect with the people more. The anniversary of Genesis is coming up, and I was going to use the event for promotion of the new strain anyway, so why not do some charity as well? Give the poor some water or fund the new housing project or whatever. I'll have to do some research, but I wouldn't want to take away from my goals. My foundation is secure. I only need to carefully build upon it. Then, the mantle is mine. 15th of December, 1962. The bastard did it. He waited a full 3 years before he bombed the facility at Anaheim. The report suggested the workers had become lax about my orders the first time Stormblade visited. Now my largest manufacturing plant has gone up in flames. To say I'm livid is the understatement of the damn century. If I had been there, things would not have gone this way. Instead, I have to rely on stupid primate flesh bags that won't do anything unless I put shiny things in their hands. To say working with them is a nightmare is almost my previous understatement's equal. Despoina assures me that we will rebuild. She's always so assuring. Just put on a calm face and tell the media a terrorist did it and killed innocent people to try and get universal healthcare. I trust my foundation to hold, but I doubt such a measure will be enough to gain what I have lost. Granted, they elected a literal pigman 30 years ago, but perhaps she's right. I just need to continue to trust and say the right things to the right people. And all of this will be smoothed over. I have plenty of funds in reserve for such an occasion. I should be fine. Though there is one detail about the report that bothers me. It suggests there were 2 individuals present, not just one. The description of the other one is one I am not familiar with, but they're certainly called Tharos. Pale skin, tall, slim build, and strange eyes, as to be expected, but red hair and teal irises, reminiscent of Miss Tharostova Evima Gerave. the cousin of one Tharos Dova Kevatharos. This should be impossible. She's been dead for over 2,000 years, and yet she was there if the reports are meant to be accurate. My only working theory is she has taken an interest in the little husk of a war god. Granted, she has done so before, and their relation was somewhat controversial in that time, but this is different. It is also rather impossible. She wouldn't dare to act so blatantly. Her wisdom and knowledge wouldn't allow for it. I'm going out for drinks. I'll need time to take my mind off this debacle. 7th of January, 1963. I hate everything about that lizard-brained little whelp the flame god has become. He exposed Samuel, and at the worst possible time. His connections were being investigated after he shoved $1 million literal dollars at, of all things, a literal cult. Of all things, a cult that worships me. A cult that does human sacrifices to me. And to top it all off, he was caught running around with a device stuck to his pants with sensitive data on it, and they're trying to figure out how to get it all printed out. Assuming Jovian didn't print it already, and further screw me over, they're going to find out very quickly where the people went, and possibly what happened to them. This one has suggested swift action, but I need time to prepare a defense. I avoided the topic at today's convention, but there will be court hearings, and I may be called in to testify or provide evidence or whatever these mortals demand of me. I hope my first method of sabotage is successful. Mr. Creed has yet to fail me, but fabrication of evidence is not his strong suit. I can't turn to anyone else, unfortunately, as I fear I'll be the one being investigated soon. They don't know about Crocs, so Crocs is the organization I am forced to turn to. It is troubling that Jovian managed to act quickly enough to take advantage of the imbalance caused by the destruction of the Anaheim facility. I believe additional attacks will come soon, and I will begin making preparations for such an eventuality. But first, a toast. Metius Aurelius Iovianus, Tharos Dova Kevatharos, Jovian Aurelius, Stormblade. I congratulate you on your victory in this battle. You have accomplished in less than a year what decades of litigation and investigation could not. You've slowed me down and pissed me off in the process. So cheers to you, because when this war is over and I have claimed the mantle as my ultimate destiny, it will be the only major victory you will have achieved against me. And for it, I will mount your broken corpse to my wall along with all your little friends. I shall make you watch as I tear their souls apart, slowly and painfully, one by one. You will wish for the void's embrace, but I will give no such relief. Your screaming soul will echo across the universe as a reminder that none are safe from my divine wrath. And when the void comes to claim all I have built, you will be the first to be thrown to those wolves. Such shall be my holy justice.